What is standard timing for the Forge when not all-inning? So Forge timing would be after the Stargate, after the third base gets thrown down alongside the Twilight Council. I'm sure we'll see it at some point in this series, as here we go, spawning in the top right-hand corner of Crimson Court, we have our red Zerg player representing Talon Esports. It is Dark. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, we have the blue Protoss player representing CranKy Z Gaming, Dark's old team, DKZ. It is Jieshi. Too bad Trap had to match up versus Classic in the first round. Yeah, that is a brutal turn of events. Trap versus Classic, it's such a shame. I mean, I am kind of riding Trap off a little bit as Dark is going for the center base. Sends out 2 drones, and he will expand at his natural. Dark is one of the few players that does this. He sends out 2 drones. He goes for a standard hatchery timing, but he sends out 2 drones to try to make sure he is able to get a base on location if possible. The probe does hesitate, and we're able to expand where we need to. It is a little bit inefficient because Dark does have 2 drones being active. That's why Dark is the only player that does this. Usually if we're casting Serral or Raynor, they would just freely take the third instead. They would just take the third base or go for a 15-15. Dark instead willing to play a little bit inefficiently just so he can get his base where he wants it. Let's go. So Hatch got spool here out of Dark. So in chat, around 7 minutes in a macro game. Yes, I think that's around the timing. Around the timing that we are looking for. As Jieshi is just going to be scouting the main base, making sure that everything's on the up and up. Again, Dark is a very aggressive and very unpredictable player, so Jieshi just trying to keep tabs on it. No! As the scouting probe goes down, a bit of miscontrol there out of Jieshi, and already Dark, he has quite an advantage. From here, he could stay in gas. He's pulling out, but he could have stayed in gas. We could throw down a fast roach one. We could go for a roach rush. We could go for some aggression, or we could not. Regardless, Jieshi is that much more in the dark. Usually that probe would escape and would check for the third, would delay the third base if at all possible, make sure that it gets thrown down before pulling back. Speaking of the third, Dark going for the center base here. Okay. A very aggressive base. Now, usually if a Zerg player takes the center base, it is indicative of a roach push later on, as creep is going to spread so quickly across the map from this location. On top of that, we have access to the Rich Vesting Gas Geyser. With this Gas Geyser, roaches are a lot more tempting here and a lot more viable. They're easier to mass up. Can be quite impactful to rush into that gas. And Jieshi does confirm. Ooh, Jieshi going for a Void Ray opener. Okay. Once again, Jieshi spicing things up, going for the Void Ray first. Now, once again with this Void Ray opener, the goal is to hunt down Overlords and to have some hidden tech behind this. Now, if you remember last game when we had a Void Ray opener on Oceanborn, this led into fast Forge, into fast upgrades. If you remember, like, Jieshi had +3 so damn quickly against Rex as the game progressed. But I imagine this will be something different. This could be a fast Twilight Council, this could be a second Stargate. Overlord is coming in for a scout. The Void Ray does miss the Overlord, but instead we're going across the map trying to catch another. Queens are pushing forward. And third base is going to be saved. Speaking of, Jieshi taking his own third behind this. Going for the linear third base location, a lot safer. Especially because Dark did not expand here at the triangular base location. It means that Jieshi can be a little bit greedier and can safely expand here towards the left-hand side. Early Roach Horn. Ooh, early Roach Horn here from Dark. This was what? 350-ish? 355 Roach Horn timing? Ay. And you would not get it this early if you were up against Stargate. Yep, gases have been taken here at the forward base. Creep is spreading, and it looks like Dark is getting ready for a push. Behind this, once again, Fast Forge. Ooh. Fast Forge from Jieshi. Now, what's important is Dark is going to hit faster than Rex. It's similar playstyles, where Rex also went for an all-in, if you remember. Rex, he went for his lair, he went for Overlord speed, he went for a drop lord push across the map. This is without a lair. There's no lair. We're cutting workers at 39. If you remember, Rex droned up to 53. He went up to like 2.5 base saturation. Dark, essentially 2 base saturation. 2-base saturation, fast roach run. We're waddling across the map. No lair is required. No drop lords are required. The oracles will kill some workers, but Dark, he's going for the kill. And what does Jieshi have? No blink, no charge, no upgrades, no nothing. He does have a forge, but what is that really going to do for him? He can throw down cannons, but that's it. The wall's on the wall! The wall is wide open. Dark rocks up. He shuts down the pylons, shuts down the side defense. 4 drones are down. The oracles are putting in a lot of work. But here come the queens. And the queens have arrived. Files as well, forcing back that void ray. 1 oracle goes down. More queens are soon to arrive. And the natural base is being broken. We're busting in. Ooh, no cancel. Those are kills on the shield batteries. And the warpins are being denied. These gateways can be depowered. We're just going for probe kills instead. And these oracles, they're running out of NG. They're running out. Cybercore gets sniped. And we're just flooding links across the map. We have broken the natural. We're on top of the 3rd base. And Jieshi's, his bases, they've been compromised. There's no defenses left. GG gets called, and Dark takes game number 1. GG. GG, well played. Whew. Oh boy, again, Dark being much more decisive and much more aggressive here in game number 1. We did have signs of aggression initially with that forward base, as we were mentioning. Again, if you take the forward base, that can lead into a roach all-in because of the creep that's spreading quickly across the map because of that rich vesting gas geyser. But it isn't 100%, right? It isn't a sure thing. So it was something in the back of our minds. I'm sure it was something in the back of Jieshi's mind. We spoke about this before. Because Jieshi went for a Void Ray, because he did not go Oracle, he had less opportunities to scout. If you go Oracle first, you zoom across the map, and you check the drones. You check the drones, you check the queens, you check what is being produced. Void Ray first can leave you a little bit vulnerable to that sort of thing because it takes you longer to actually get a read on what exactly is happening. And on top of that, the build of Jieshi, it's not designed to defend against that sort of thing, as we're going for a 15-15. Spawning in the bottom right-hand corner of Oceanborn, we have a red Zerg player representing Talon Esports. It is Dark. And spawning in the top left-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the blue Protoss from the land of China representing Dragon KaiZ Gaming. Down to this series, let's see if he can bounce back. It is Jieshi. But yeah, winding it back, it wasn't just the execution of Dark's build, it was also Jieshi being hard countered in a way. Jieshi going for a forge so quickly, as we mentioned, it really hits its stride with +1 and +2, with upgrades, which take time. It takes time to get into those upgrades. And what do you forfeit in favor of that forge? A faster blink timing, faster charge, you know, a robo with immortals, like any other tech structure would have been more beneficial there. The forge did absolutely nothing for Jieshi in game 1. It hurt him more than it helped him. Again, because 1, because he didn't know there was an all-in, but 2, because he was going for his own greedier playstyle. And now we're getting into game 2. Calming things down, it's going to be a gate expand into Cybercore, standard opener here by Jieshi. As I mentioned before, Dark did go for a 15-15. 15 hatchery, 15 spawning pool. This is a bit of a safer build. I mean, I say that. Gases are already being taken. The way this works, a 15 hatchery timing, the timing of this base is actually before the probe scouts. By the time the probe gets here, the hatchery is already thrown down, so it won't be disturbed. You won't be forced to expand elsewhere like you otherwise would. So again, a safer opener here from Dark. Does also mean that his link speed is later than usual. So delayed link speed here from Dark as well. To make use of this build, or this opener, maybe a better way of putting it. As Jieshi is once again going for a Stargate. Okay, so we have our Stargate opener from Jieshi, but we have seen quite a lot from him. Do we go Void Ray first again? Do we go for an Oracle? What's it going to be? Void Ray, Oracle, Phoenix even? That's another possibility. And we'll see where Jieshi takes us from there. Mark scouting out with his Overlord, trying to get a read on things. Adept gets across the map, burning a shade. And the Adept does keep into the shade. We get one Ling in the main. Taking a lot of damage, going for the mineral line. Oh! Ooh, and one drone goes down. Bit of miscontrol there out of Dark. Because he pulled two drones away, they were kind of in each other's way to throw down a spore. So one drone does fall, but the Adept barely does escape. Once again, a Void Ray opener. Now the question becomes, is this going to be the same build? Does Jieshi go for a Void Ray into a Forge again? Or do we have something different? I'm hoping for something different. I'm hoping for it. All-ins are not unheard of here on Oceanborn. Void Ray into Oracle. We're looking to expand, taking out third base. And we are still waiting for our tech. Overlord does manage to get in. And because of Void Rays across the map, this Overlord is going to be able to see everything. Going for one of the other Overlords. And we will get it. One Overlord goes down. And we should be able to kill this second Overlord as well. So good pick off by Jieshi. The downside is, again, I feel like his tech is delayed. And I'm not sure if he wants to throw anything down until the Overlord is killed. We have our Oracle across the map. Second Oracle's on the way. There's our Forge once again. And Dark sees it. Uh-oh. Dark, he sees the Forge. Bearing in mind as well, this Forge is delayed compared to the normal timing. Forge into Twilight Council. Okay. Things are looking a little bit more normal. The Forge was still a little bit faster, so again, faster +1, faster +2. But the Twilight Council is not too far delayed from here. As you saw previously, I imagine this is going to be for Charge. Could be for Blink as well. We'll keep an eye on him. Keep an eye on Jieshi. So we have a Baneling Nest on the way. Dark, not going Roaches. Interesting. Basically, we'd see one or the other. We'd see a Baneling Nest or a Roach Warren. We have chosen the Baneling Nest here. We are amassing Lings as we speak. Lair is on the way. Fourth base under fire. Queen's reposition. We dive on top of the Oracles. Very good positioning here. Dark takes down one. The other does slip away. But a good pick up. Bearing in mind that Dark has lost one drone so far. The Void Ray! It's right-clicked on the hatchery, and it will go down as well. Jieshi falling apart a little bit, and Dark is going for a Bane Bust. Cutting workers at 55. We're massing Lings across the map. Baneling Nest is done, and Banelings can now be morphed in. And with the Void Ray going down, Jeshi's in trouble. What does Jieshi have? He has 2 Adepts. Uh-oh. He has 2 Adepts and 2 Sentries. Darky backs off for now. The Oracle's keeping tabs on things, so we can't morph in any Banelings. And Dark is droning. Okay, Dark, he sees the Sim City, he recognizes his position, does back off, he's droning, saturating his fourth, poking back in. Dark just trying to catch anything in between these bases. Oh, almost gets a probe. Almost does get a worker. We can see that it is going to be charged, plus Archons and Immortal production, +1's about to finish. We can go into fast +2. This is the same playstyle that Jieshi went for against Rex in game number 2. On this very same map, actually. Same map, same build. Immortals and Archons are amassing. Meanwhile, Dark is going Lingbane Hydra. Already taking up into those Hydras, getting a 5th base, shooting up to 77. Soon to be 80. Now there's gonna be a bit of a give and take here. On the one side, I like Jieshi's composition that he's working towards. Storm is on the way. We're gonna have Storm, we're gonna have Archons, we're gonna have Immortals, we're gonna have Sentries. Sentries is gonna be that much more important here because there are no Ravagers. Because there's no Roach Warren, there's no Ravagers, which means Force Fields have that much more power for the Protoss. On the flip side, Dark is already like droned up. He's already droned up to 80. He's on 79 workers. He's maxed out on workers basically, and he's looking to max out with his army. And with his superior economy, we could tech up into a hive, or we could just max. Dark, he wants that 4th base. You can see Dark just skyrocket in supply. Storm is going to finish though. And Storm is going to be crucial against this army. Again, it's all things light. Lingbane Hydra, vulnerable to storms. But where are the High Templar? They're a little bit further back. We're pushing into the 4th. Force fields are thrown down. We buy some time. Failings try to roll in. There's that first storm on the Hydras. Ooh, High Templar goes down. A big pickup. We collapse on the Zealots. We shut them down. And we're going for the sentries. The Hydra's trying to break through. 20 probes did go down as well. The other Hydras, sorry, the other High Templar, they weren't able to make it. High Templar going down, and Dark, he's able to break Jieshi before it could really get things going. +2 still in the way. Immortal Archon still in the way. But again, Dark was the first to max out, the first to push. There was only one storm. The others were forced to morph into Archons. And Dark, he's broken the fourth, and he has broken Jieshi. GG gets called. Dark takes the series 2-0, advancing on to the quarterfinals. GG. GG, well played. Congratulations here. Ooh, congratulations to Dark, as he does take the series 2-0. Again, a very powerful showing here. Once he recognized what was going on, he knew that he would be safe to drone. He droned up very quickly to 80 and was able to amass his Lingbane Hydra. And we saw that Jieshi, he just needed, I mean, I say he just needed, it would have been different if he had his Storms in position. If he had his High Templar with his army. We saw one High Templar push forward with the Storm. The other High Templar, the other three, were at the they were at the third base, and they were engaged with Lings, and they had to morph into Archons, and they were shut down. No more Storms. No more Storms for Jieshi. GG, well played. Congratulations. Congratulations to Dark, as it does advance on, and the question becomes, is anyone waiting for it? Is anyone there?